Hey everyone, we're back with another Basic Bogeys episode. Different episode today. Obviously, we record these all different days of the week, different times of day. Normally, we record in the evening. Today, we're recording early because we've got an overseas guest. And with it being, this is the earliest I believe we've ever recorded a Basic Bogeys podcast. It's 9 a.m. here in the East Coast, so it's the perfect time for some coffee. I just made a little cappuccino. Become quite a bit of a coffee snob lately, but the
Need
coffee
coffee.
ties in as we have Kristian here today from
Well,
Ground Up Coffee. Welcome.
thank you. Thank you. And it's Green Up Coffee or Green Up Golf. But yeah, thank you for. And I'm sorry to having you up so early in the morning. For me, it's obviously later in the day. Even though I'm also a morning person, I could have done it. So I apologize for that. I hope your listeners will find us fresh enough even.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a Christian from Denmark and co-founder and co-owner of Green Up. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming. So tell us a little bit about Green Up and what it is that the company's all about.
Well, the company is all about trying to make our contribution to a more sustainable round of golf, meaning that we have invented a compound of waste coffee and biomaterial from which we started off by making normal teas,
Hmm.
and now I'm going over to the metric system, so you have to translate for your listeners perhaps what kind of sizes we're talking about. But we started off with the normal 53 millimeter tea, and then for the normal, yeah, they can't see it, but I'm showing it to you, the 70 millimeter tea. And then we developed a castle tea, which in Europe, Scandinavia, is for the mid-range high handicappers who would like, for a certain height, given fixed height on every tee shot, that
Nice. Yeah.
uncertainty in golf, all the small details,
Hmm.
replacing a lot of plastic for that. And basically, what we want to do, or what we want to do, is to have products that are of as good quality as any, uh, but trying to be as sustainable as we can. Meaning that for this compound we have here, which is circular, meaning that we are collecting the coffee waste and combining
Hmm.
with biomaterial, and then we make our products. Normally, when you have a bamboo or a wooden tea, you cut down a bamboo, you cut down a tree, which basically is also something that we would like to do less of.
Yeah.
Um, so that's how it all started with the teas, and then during end of last year, we actually managed finally to get, well, pitchfork and a ball marker is not too difficult to make, but we're
Yeah. Yeah.
particularly proud of the pencil. I'm just showing it to you. This is bad podcast, but but we made a pencil as well. So now we have a full assortment, covering from, as we say, from tea to green, trying to be,
Yeah.
just a bit more sustainable than the current offering. So that's a nutshell.
Cool. Yeah, so we partner with Acorn Hills. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're from not far away from us here in the US. But their whole thing, they've got, this is actually one of their polos. They've got great quality clothing, but their whole
Mhm.
thing is to do the zero waste
Yeah.
tags. So the tags that come on all their clothing line is actually seed paper, that you just tear it up, plant the seed paper, and it grows in the wildflowers. But it's that same type of thing, just like that replenishing back into nature while, still having golf products type of thing. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
so why I guess why did you kind of think of teas as the first item just because of the simplest, I guess?
Yeah, basically. But also the thing was that 4 years ago when I met a guy called Jacob, who was the guy behind the very first tee. He was studying at the Copenhagen Business School and working in a golf club in Copenhagen. And at this point, all the greenkeepers were so annoyed from all the, at that time, a little bit still of plastic teas, but
Mm,
you saw more and more wood and bamboo tea coming in, and they were all full painted in white and looked awful on the tee boxes and damaging the greenkeepers' equipment also because
yeah.
because of the hardness of it.
Hmm.
And they were, I wish that, there was another material, another tea that would be less damaging for the greenkeepers' equipment, would not look as messy on the tee box, and perhaps even, disintegrate at some point, or dissolve, or be one with nature faster or better than what was. And Jacob, you saw, okay, let's see what we can do about that. And his moms go, why don't you use coffee? I mean, every mom knows that coffee is good for the garden, the roses. So we tried that, and we found out that basically what we could use coffee waste, combine it with the biomaterial we had, and all of a sudden we had a tea that would fit our vision. Because coming with something that is sustainable, when I say it's easy, it's not easy. But the thing is that if you want to have a tea, which we do, or any other product that is as durable, as functional as plastic or wood or bamboo, we need to make sure that we were inventing something that wouldn't dissolve, if we cry upon it for a bogey or double bogey, or in a rainy day in Scotland, or in, Northern Europe is not particularly sunny all year round. So we had to make sure that when you had a product that would last, and not, compromising on the other stuff. Because, I've seen teas out there made from seaweed, amazing idea, but, it dissolved too fast. So, that's it. So by having and adding coffee to it, you have the coffee is, next to water, the most drank beverage, and there's water in coffee as well. So you can argue that coffee may be the biggest. And actually, when you throw away coffee, and when it's being burned on the landfills, you actually lead out a lot of methane gas and all of that. So you want to have that upcycling thing. And I think in terms of Scandinavians or Europeans are perhaps a bit further in that thought of recycling, or not recycling, but upcycling and circularity in it. We need to stop producing just to produce. So that whole combination of it was, okay, and we were into golf, so okay, we stick to that. But some point later on the podcast, I can share visions for other products. But now it's golf, and that's what we are, trying to embrace and trying to do that. And because bamboo and wood are, good alternatives, to be honest. But as we say in Europe, and I will come back to that, how we will work with the US, but why are we shipping home cheese from China now? You have a lot of CO2 emission, from the shipping. It's far away.
Yeah.
Bamboo or wood, it's deforesting. You're cutting down. I know bamboo grows fast. So, isolated, yes, but you still plant the bamboo to cut it down to make one less, one tiny tea that if it doesn't break for the first or the third one, it break on the fourth. So, you're doing something that will eventually break and get thrown away. So why are we doing that? So, and having, I found a compound, so we are using waste material anyhow. So that's the key point. Yeah. Now you got all the bamboo and the wood teas now, and of course me trying to find, let's say, selling solutions or selling ideas, is that I never seen a tree or bamboo grow in yellow, blue, green, red colors.
Yes.
So and now you start smiling and start thinking about it. And if you look to your golf bag, you would argue to, well, Kristian, I'm kind of sustainable. I got bamboo teas, and then you would look at your teas, and they are all the rainbow colors, which is as such is fine. But if you fully paint them, there's a lot of the sustainability that goes away. Yeah. Because honestly, you can get okay-ish paint, but paint per definition is not good. And if you get them from China, and I don't have anything against China as such, so what I'm saying is not, bad, but you never know what kind of paint are being used. And when it's a price commodity, you need to reduce cost. And at some point you use obviously the cheapest possible materials, which is normally a lot of poison or bad for soil. And even if they put, worst case is that if they put primer or sealer beneath it, you're adding. So our teas are brown, and they are that from the coffee, and we would stick to that. We are getting a lot of questions: can we full paint them, or why are we not doing it? And we can't see it, And I know well enough never to say never. So if we at some point will find a dye that is, eatable and completely free from everything, we would perhaps do it. But also in terms of marketing wise, if my tea all of a sudden is blue or red, the perception that it's made out of coffee will disappear. I'll have to convince people that it's made out of coffee. Now when they look at it and they smell it, and all of a sudden, because it's brown, they do smell the coffee. But if it's any other color, then we do the branding, and that's it. And we can do a lot of branding and customization. So we would make that sort of break in it. But if it's gone, I lost a pink plastic tea myself because I'm a poor golfer. I can't say that to customers, but I know that if your tea is flying all over the place, it's because you're coming from outside in, inside out. You're going all the wrong directions. The pros, they find their tea the same spot every time. So, a lot of talking. Sorry. You should just get me going.
I think that whole natural look is kind of cool. Like, that's more like kind of like our style. And it is cool. Like, obviously, like, the whole recycling and upcycling thing is great. But, like, also, to me, coffee ties in a lot to golf. Like, I love getting up early, 6 a.m, grab a cup of coffee, and just go straight to the course. Like, taking that morning walk and walking 9 with some coffee is great. And also, like, I've worked in the recording studio industry for 10 years, and we use so much coffee. These bands that come in the track, and I always thought, like, musicians in a studio cutting an album drank the most coffee, but now I've kind of been transitioning into the film post-production side, and these film producers and the editors drink even more coffee than the musicians. There's constantly, people at the espresso machine, and the grounds just build up. Thanks for watching today's episode.
To see more of our content, be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube. We can be found at Basic Bogeys on all platforms.
Thanks. We hope to see you on the next one.